Namaste. So today in this video, I will be talking all about the energy of resistance, procrastination, fear, and what these energies, these emotions, what they can teach us, what they can signal us of, and the opportunity that lies before them. And so this topic has been a theme for a while, but especially now, just recently coming out of the Lionsgate portal, which happened, peak of it, August 8th, 8/8, and then continuing some more days. And through that, I know that there's been a common feeling, sensation, theme um, of just feeling deeply heavy and feeling deeply um, maybe even lethargic, tired, exhausted. Um, and so yeah, there's kind of like two things going on here. One is just like the general energy that happened, because I do truly feel that majority of us have really gone through what I would call a complete rebirth. Um, now and that birthing happened maybe a week ago, maybe it's happening now, maybe a little bit longer ago. And it's almost as if like the moment when the butterfly is in the cocoon, and it's really intense and it's really painful even, and maybe even confusing because you don't know maybe, yes, like at a very like wise deep level, the caterpillar in its cocoon, its soul knows that it's going to be a butterfly, but the little caterpillar maybe doesn't, and it's going with so much trust moving through this very heavy strong process, um, deeply trusting that whatever is going on is happening, surrendering to that, and then eventually coming out at the other end as butterfly. And I do believe, especially for myself in this process and astrologically with all the alignments, there was this really heavy moment. And it was almost our cocoon moment. And maybe some of you had a very challenging time. I need to admit, at some points, there was a challenge for myself as well. And what to learn from that is just like to deeply surrender that that is part of our process as well. Those moments, that heaviness, that not knowing, the discomfort, all of the different pieces, the more we can just understand and like helicopter view ourselves and realize that even that is part of a bigger picture. I'm reading this beautiful book right now, and maybe it's called The Womb Awakening, and it just eloquently expresses this so well. It's like this is womb consciousness, this is being in the abyss, in the darkness, not knowing. And how much can we just allow ourselves to bathe, allow ourselves to marinate in the not knowing, and let the waves um, of of the natural cycles just move us, and not resist it, and trust and know that even in these moments of less energy, in these moments of confusion, mental fog, different things, that there is perhaps something on a deeper level happening to us. And that's okay, and that's beautiful. And if we become aware of that, if we give ourselves permission for that, then it's much easier to navigate through this. I talked to one of my sisters yesterday too, about this, and it's really about just giving ourselves permission. That's why, the social media is great, these YouTube videos are great, connecting with other sisters, like-minded sisters, is great, or brothers, so that we can tune in, because often with our sensitivities that we're all cultivating and preparing ourselves for, we move with just general breath of the earth, of the universe. And so how do we just permit ourselves to surrender and soften, take time, take break, take rest, days of not doing anything? This is our work. There is deep recalibration happening in our bodies and our cells. And the most efficient way to really allow that process to happen, the caterpillar and the cocoon to really like move through that process so that the butterfly can really come out strong on the other end, is to just allow it. Um, so that's one part of this. So my kind of intro was not the most accurate thing. I'm just allowing myself to flow here. Um, that is one part, just as the permission, because we're moving through big energies. And I got to tell you, during the Lion's Gate, I didn't know what was happening to me. I was really literally down on my knees, exhausted, tired, dying, some sort of death. Realizing more and more, the deeper our prayer roots to become and to unite back with the mother, with the great mother, with earth, the more we feel these cycles, the more we are introduced again in a remembering womb consciousness, the consciousness of the darkness, the unknown, and the Shakti, the movement. How much can we allow ourselves just to be so graceful in that? That's mastery. That's the priestess path. That's the path of the shaman. It's like the deeper understanding of the big picture. And how much can we open and surrender ourselves into that? And so the second part of this sharing today is about the energies of resistance and the energies of fear and the energies of procrastination. They're kind of different. Maybe there was overlap in your own experience, but I want to share about this because my initial intention was to share about this. And this is a huge key. When we feel resistance, when fear comes up, when we are procrastinating, what is that signaling us to? So I like to relate this to we have this small self, maybe operating off of all the different properties that summarize who we are, all of our different behaviors. And there is a behavior, there is a small self that we are used to, that is us, that we have been living for the last 20, 30, 40, whatever plus years. And that's fine. And I perhaps I'm going to use the word ego as well. There's this part of us that is so comfortable, familiar, and known with who we have been for such a long time. But because there's so much changing, and here's the connection to what we just moved through and what we continue to move through, these deaths and these rebirths. But when that rebirthing, when that cycle is knocking upon our door, it often comes up in this resistance. And why? It's because the small self has been so known to what she or she has been and wants to hold on to that. And it's not ready to let that go. It's afraid of letting that go because who knows what's on the other side? Is on the other side something greater, better, or worse? Is there even anything on the other side? It's a complete unknown. It's the abyss. So of course, okay, small self, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to resist. It's okay. So when we witness ourselves not taking action on something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, we're enrolled into training and we're not participating. We're like, why? There's massive transformation on the other end of that. Through that, you are another person on the other side of that. And there's massive fear around that. There's a fear of dying to who you once were, to be reborn into who you want to become, who you are becoming. The butterfly, your potential, why you arrived here, why you came here. We all came here to embody our fullest potential and live out our dharma, our destiny. What is our service? And of course, like there's no finish line. The journey is the most beautiful part of it. It is all about the journey. And so when we feel these energies of resistance, when we feel immediate fear as a reaction, witness yourself. If you're procrastinating to do something, witness yourself. This is small self trying to hold on to its old identity and prolong the transformation. And that prolonging can happen until your next lifetime, or we can observe it now because life is literally asking us to make these shifts, make these changes quicker and quicker and quicker so we can keep up with this massive shift in energy that's happening on the planet. The collective consciousness that's shifting, we are pioneering that. And as we elevate our vibration, we are informing that field, the morphogenic field, through our own embodiment of that frequency. And we can accelerate that process by witnessing when these energies of fear, when these energies of resistance and procrastination come up. So it's a huge signal that there is an opportunity for transformation and your embodiment of a higher version of yourself on the other side. And the timelines vary, like I said, maybe this lifetime, maybe next, but we are being called to make that timeline shift happen right now. So my invitation is like witness And you will observe today, because we're talking about it, manifestation is like that. Observe where you are resisting, where you are procrastinating, where you are fearful, and realize that this is just an opportunity for you to move through it and come out into a more expanded version of yourself. So there's two ways of looking at this. One is small self ego wants to hold on to who it is and knows it to be. And there's that fear of dying to that identity and being reborn into something new. The second one that kind of is in a way sweeter to me is like, this self is not dying, but the self is getting ready to put on her big girl pants, to put on her Superman suit. So because there's some big up leveling, there's some big upgrades awaiting her. And sometimes we need to muster up a little bit of courage to take that quantum leap. So with this being said, two topics going on here, and the way they weave is when we're going through this process of death and rebirth, which is going to keep happening to us, and it's fine, and the difference is not how often or how it's happening to us, but the difference is made in how we handle it. It's not what happens to us, it's how we navigate our way through it. And a true master navigates their way through it in deepest surrender and trust that there is beautiful beauty on the other side, not resisting it, not fearing it, but softening into it, allowing it, getting ready to see the light on the other side, even when most of the time you don't even sense that there's light on the other side. My friends, fellow humanites, we are going through a massive shift in our consciousness. And that means our frequency, our vibration is moving and moving and moving. It's expanding, it's expanding, expanding. And in that expansion process, there's going to be transformations. And in that transformation, there's going to be resistance. There's going to be dying of old self into new self. So this is just a little key to help you navigate this process. I hope that's helpful. I would love to see some comments about what it is you are resisting, how it's showing up in your life, and maybe if you have experience moving through this. And with that being said, much love to all of you, and blessings on our collective journey of ascension.